right, man. Turki Alalshikh. Hopefully, I'm saying that name right. He is he's like an advisor to the minister over there to in Saudi Arabia. I think he owned an Egyptian football club. He also is part of the Islamic Sports Federation or something like that. Sorry, I don't have my computer in front of me. And now he's dabbling in boxing. You know what I'm saying? See some videos saying why he's one of the most important people in sports. Turki, I hope I'm saying his name right, Alalshikh. He says that now he wants to make Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. Okay, he's the one that put the November 23rd card together. I think he's the one that put Fury and Usyk together. I know Usyk is signed with skill set, so I'm not sure if he has something to do with that. But he's part of the pool to bring big sports to Saudi Arabia, and they've been bringing big acts to Saudi Arabia. I forget the name of the rapper that said he turned down some money to go to Saudi Arabia because they wouldn't let him smoke no weed. I don't want to say the wrong rapper name, but people don't understand how addictive weed is, marijuana is. I feel like I'm the only one that don't smoke in this world no more. People don't understand how, and I understand, these people got kids and nerves and all that, so people got vices. Or they turn to things to help them deal with those things. So my thing is, music, start music, turn my mood, working out, and just staying busy help me just deal with that. But when I smoked a long time ago, I experimented. It just made me sleepy. I smoked some top grade shit though, but it just made me unproductive and sleepy. I used to get the best sleep of my life smoking though. I used to tell my homies to be downstairs playing 2K for money. I was like, man, just lock the door when y'all niggas leave. Go upstairs and be out. But I was like, no, I can't do that no more. I ain't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? At all. I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time. We was at Fridays and shit. I was so blowed. We had smoke. I smoked my cousin. I smoked with her. I'm so blowed. I'm just licking her face at Fridays. Iced out. I'm like just gone. I was gone. Just kissing and licking her face, dog. And she was just sitting there. She couldn't feel shit. I was like, dog, niggas probably think we on blow. But dog, I was like, no more, dog. I was like, no more, bro. No more. I ain't smoking no more. But nonetheless, man, and also they granted Francis Ngannou a top 10 ranking in the WBC, so we gonna speak on that. But yeah, man, Beterbiev and him faced off over there for Fury and Ngannou, and Beterbiev said that Bivol said he want to fight, but he lying. He's scared to fight. Bivol fight December 23rd to be his debut in 2023, so he ain't fought this year. A Beterbiev fight got pushed back to January due to a dental surgery he has, so he'll be fighting sometime in January. I think Beterbiev, I forget who Beterbiev is fighting, but Bivol was fighting Lyndon Arthur, a guy who I think beat Anthony Yard once and then got knocked out by Anthony Yard, I think, in a rematch. So, Bivol said he kind of want to do it sometime in June. We got to understand, Beterbiev got Ramadan before that, so I think Beterbiev trying to get it in July or something like that. But Bivol said June, but hey, we got to wait and see. But yeah, man, that's a fight that people want to see, man. And, as long as we can see the fights, they ain't got to necessarily be in the United States. At this point, we'd take the fights that they offering. Real talk. I want to see the fights that they putting on. So yeah, I just want to see this shit, man. If it's at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock U.S. time, fuck it. I'm gonna find a way to watch it, and for the most part, the longer that fight kind of prolonged, it favored Dmitry Bivol, the younger, more spry guy. Beterbiev is old. They both talk about going to cruiserweight, so maybe a rematch of cruiserweight can kind of be down the line for them. But it's a very interesting fight. And I did hear that they actually did spar at one point in time, and Beterbiev got the best of them. That's why Bivol don't want to get in the ring. But them Europeans, especially them Eastern Europeans, they don't even want to be fighting each other because they know how tough each other are. They know they fought each other in the amateurs. They inspired each other. They know it's going to be a tough night out. And you've seen how tough Derevchenko versus Triple G was. He gave Triple G everything he wanted and more. And I think a lot of people feel like I feel that he beat Triple G. So, but you notice how he had problems kind of fighting Danny Jacobs. But he ain't had no problem beating on Triple G. That's because they used to fighting the style. That's why it's important for guys to come over to America so you can get used to the styles. You know what I'm saying? In America, you got every type of style. When you stay in Britain or you stay in Eastern Europe or in Asia, you only fight in one type of style. You come over here, you can get the upright European style. You can get, you know, the Cuban style. You can get the Black American style. You can get the aggressive Mexican style. You can get the counterpunch style. You get everything. You know what I'm saying? You become a well-rounded fighter. For you to actually be good all the way around, you know, you don't necessarily have to be a well-rounded fighter. You don't have to do everything well. You just got to be able to fight. You got to be experienced with all the styles that you may see. You know what I'm saying? So you get a guy that like the counterpunch. You got to know how to fight him. You get a guy that like to move. You got to know how to cut the ring off, how to deal with them. You get a guy that like to throw a lot of punches. You got to know them. If you can deal with the different, you know, styles in boxing, you know what I'm saying? You know, you great. But it's one of the fights that been on the hit list. You know, Beterbiev is no longer a Russian citizen. Bivol is. So they wouldn't, you know, WBC wouldn't sanction him because of that. And then he didn't denounce what's going on in the Russian war, which is smart by him. Don't want to get on Vladimir Putin's bad side. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think he did end up getting his money for the Canelo fight. But I just feel that, you know, it's one of the better fights. It's probably one of the better fights to make in boxing. And now boxing is turning over a new leaf. Now all the top fights that you want to see is kind of starting to, they starting to drop off. Like, you know, people still want to see Wilder and Joshua, but not like it was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. You know, people love to see Beterbiev and Bivol, but, you know, maybe a year or two ago, it would have been a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? People seen Spencer Crawford, you know. So now, you know, you kind of starting to see the younger fighters come up. Like, you know, people want to see Tank and T.O. and Shakur and Devin all fight each other. So they have a different generation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those guys are still in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then you see people kind of want to see, you know, now Benavidez kind of being a passing of the torch fight, possibly with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, the, you know, generations, you know, now the old fights starting to kind of, you know, wind out of boxing, and people want to see the top fights, new top fights. So it's hard because ain't nobody passing the torch no more. You know, used to, you know, Oscar had the torch passed, you know, had the torch passed from De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? You see, you know, rites of passage fights. And right now, the old motherfuckers ain't want to pass the torch. You know, Pacquiao kind of did, but it didn't do much for Ugas. So now we getting the new generation. Now it's the Boots generation, and the Shakur, and the Haney, and the Tanks, and the, you know, the Nuyue, and this day generation, the Gary Russells and Leos, and the Terrences, and the Eros, and the Charlos, all starting to wind out. The Danny Jacobs, they starting to get out of there. But yeah, unfortunately, towards the tail end of these guys' careers, now they want to start making these top fights. You know, so that's the unfortunate thing. But, you know, Beterbiev and Bivol is right on, you know, right. I mean, I won't say it's right on schedule, but I'll be happy to see it. And me and Julius kind of had like a little agreement that we would kind of, you know, do a little debate about the fight. He think Bivol gonna win, which I wouldn't say is impossible. I'm a huge Bivol fan. I was feeling Bivol when he was on HBO. But Beterbiev just something serious. He killer, but he getting up there in age. You know, couple surgeries last couple years, dental, or was it a shoulder surgery or something like that? But he's a monster. You know, so you probably look and see that fight sometime next summer. So you're gonna get Usyk and Fury February 17th, and then you're gonna get Wilder and Joshua probably sometime next year. And nothing signed, Eddie Hearn said, but then Anthony Joshua said that's what he want to do next. You know, Danny and Lara, Crawford and Spence. So it's always some good fights already on deck. You know, Canelo Alvarez and Munguia, I'm hearing in May. So yeah, good fights. But yeah, Francis Ngannou got a top 10 ranking from the WBC, and hey, so be it. I don't know what his future hold going back to the PFL. I know he told somebody his future. I think he just did an interview with Brian Custer in the last stand podcast. So we'll see kind of what he got cooking up, and, you know, what he is going to be doing with his life and all that type stuff. I know he said that, you know, he wants to rematch with Fury. He might go do some MMA fights, but I mean, you know, it'll be interesting to see what he do with that top 10 ranking. I mean, a lot of the heavyweights gonna be fighting December 23rd. I mean, would he entertain fighting Andrew Ruiz? That sound like he want to wait for Tyson Fury again, and you know, and do that. But you know, at the end of the day, they tried to get Jake Paul the ranking too. You know, I respect Ngannou getting the ranking because he went out there and fought the best heavyweight. Say what you want to say about Tyson Fury or whatever you got to say about him. You know, he a real fighter. So it should be very interesting to see. So, you know, I'm not gonna get mad or say this they should do this and they shouldn't do that no more. Boxing don't have any federation. They don't have any governing. Nobody can govern the, you know, govern the governing bodies. Nobody governing the promoters and nothing like that. It's all payola. So, shout out to Ngannou. At least he fought a real fighter. I thought he beat Tyson Fury, and there's no hate towards, you know, Tyson Fury. I thought Ngannou did enough to win the fight, and you know, is it enough to get a top 10 ranking? It is what it is. You know what? I didn't think it was I didn't think the belts was on the line. So, you know, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the Box Loose playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App $sign CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.